Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, February 5th, 2024. It's 9 o'clock in the morning right here in Tucson, Arizona, which means it is time for the mindful moment. I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I am the spiritual leader at Unity of Tucson. And this is an opportunity we take every single weekday at 9 o'clock in the morning to join together to engage in some spiritual practice. Now, I do this because I choose to be consistent in my spiritual practice, because in my experience, what I have found is that consistency in my spiritual practice has enhanced the quality of my life. So let's enhance the quality of our lives together. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, I would love for you to post a comment and let me know that you are here. Excuse me. I do see that some comments are beginning to come through. First of all, oh, look, there's Sherry. Happy moment to all. And let's take each moment. Yes, I love that you wrote happy moment. Let's take each moment and allow ourselves to find the joy in the moment. And one thing to remember about that, and this is a good lesson for me today, it's probably going to be related to what I'm going to talk about, is that happiness, joy, none of that is derived from any of the outside circumstances. That we get to bring to those circumstances our inner joy, our inner happiness. And what happens, I have found, is that when I bring to the experience of life my inner joy and my inner happiness, that life begins to reflect back to me that inner joy and happiness. And that's why the experience of my life has been enhanced. The quality of my life has been enhanced. So grateful to see you, Sherry. Roberta, Monday. Yes, here we are on another glorious Monday. Grateful to see you over on YouTube. Reverend Jerry Stratemeyer, good morning to you. Grateful to see you. And good morning. I'm not sure who this is. Oftentimes it's Anna, but you're a Facebook user, probably on the Family Time page. But good morning to you and grateful to see you. And yes, many blessings. So today, well, before I get to what I was going to talk about today, I do want to offer my reminder. It is to say this: you are love, you are light, you are life. Yes, you. Right there. I'm talking to you. You are magnificent. And I am so grateful that you shine your light and share your magnificence. So thank you for doing that. Keep doing that. Keep shining your light. It was entrusted to you. The light that you are was entrusted to you to be expressed. And so go express it. Continue to express it. Yeah. So today what I wanted to talk about. So have you ever been faced with disappointing news? I have. In fact, I had some disappointing news last week. I'm like, how much do I disclose? Well, I will. Yeah. I'm not going to disclose too much right now, but I was faced with some disappointing news right at the end of last week. Since the last mindful moment, since Friday, I got some disappointing news. And one of the things that happens is, in light of disappointing news, and it happened late in the day. So what happened is I got disappointing news. What I was going to be looking for was some action in terms of how to move forward with that, but it was related to a business. And so by the time I was able to kind of respond and ask for clarity and move forward, like, this disappointing news had kind of taken hold of what was unfolding for me. And the response that I got from the business, well, we're going into the weekend and there's nothing that can be done about it till, Monday at the earliest. So there's that. But the challenge then for me becomes, and this is my journey, and maybe this will resonate with you. The challenge for me becomes, I am in the state of mind of having a lack of information at that point. And I know I've talked about this before, but I have to say it again, because this clearly is the message. This clearly is the spiritual lesson that I am inviting myself to learn more and more every day. So at what point will I actually learn the lesson? Well, I've learned the lesson because I actually have greater control over how I respond to disappointment and respond to a lack of information. So what has happened in the past is, in the lack of information, what happens is I start to make up stories. You ever do that? Well, I'm imagining you do, because so many of us do make up stories. The mind wants to fill in the gaps. And so we start making up stories. And they may be, the stories may be real. Like the stories may be actually true, but we don't have any proof of that until we have proof of that. But the mind is also very imaginative. We have this magnificent quality called imagination, and the mind will make up stories like you wouldn't believe. And frequently those stories get us spinning, right? When I say spinning, I mean like spinning out of control with disappointment, with upset. And so I've had to really learn the practice of recognizing when I'm starting to fill in the gaps by telling a story and saying, no, that's just a story. And I'm willing to be patient until I have all the information. And that's really the spiritual lesson today, to be patient until we have all the information. Jody, so much spinning. I know. So late Friday, I was really spinning. And gratefully, I have to tell you, gratefully, that was late Friday. And then Betsy's here. I went to see the play at Invisible Theater, which was extraordinary. I loved the show, the bookstore. It was so much fun, so good. I laughed, and it was wonderful to go. And it actually helped me step away from spinning so much. Yeah. So that helped a lot. So actually getting out and getting involved and activating your life, I could have just stayed at home and just like spun out, but I was grateful that I went out. And so that's actually also a spiritual practice. Get out and be involved with life. Do something that, go out and do something that brings you joy and invites you into joy. It's funny because I now just contradict to what I said earlier. Go out and do something that brings you joy. Well, go out and do something that is rooted in the joy in your heart. Going to theater is one of those things for me. So anyway, so I was spitting out Friday, and then I said, you know what, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm going to live in the state of mind of patience, and I'm going to allow myself to gently, easily, and gracefully move forward. But it takes work to do that, and it is work. And you all know what I say oftentimes, this spiritual practice stuff, it is work until it's not. And the work doesn't have to be toil. That's not what I'm talking about at all. For me, the allowing of unfoldment is a practice. So it's practice that put my mind at ease. And so I didn't have to, ruminate on this thing that happened on Friday. And today I get to actually address it. And, if it doesn't work out in the way that I thought it was going to work out originally, well, then that's the way it is. And I will address that as it unfolds, but I don't need to spin out anymore and tell stories that are not true. So, yeah, so that's the spiritual message today. So Betsy, I'm going to put up your heart. Thank you so much for putting up a little heart. And it was great to see the show on Friday night. Yeah, Jody, so much spinning. Yes. Marvis, good morning to you. Oh, Roberta, conspiracy theories. I think conspiracy theories are really born out of this wanting to fill in the gaps and then starting to believe what you fill in as absolute truth. And sometimes we can convince ourselves so deeply that even when given evidence to the contrary, we are going to believe what we believe. So it's something to just keep in mind. Don't necessarily believe everything you think. Something to consider. Jody, I sang in choir at Shabbat that night, cured me. Absolutely. Do things that you love and let it be a reflection of the joy and the happiness within your heart. So today's prayer is going to be basically around allowing ourselves to be patient, to allow what needs to unfold, and to open ourselves up to knowing what needs to be known in any given moment, rooted in truth. So if it's safe and comfortable for you to close your eyes, I'm going to invite you to do so. I choose to close my eyes as an opportunity for me to turn my attention to the inner life. And as I turn my attention to the inner life, I am reminded in this moment that the inner life is the impressive, the impressing place of spirit upon itself to flow forth into expression. And so all expression, all experience, all circumstance begins within. And this is rooted in an understanding and a belief that I have adopted in my own heart, that there is only one infinite source, one infinite creative power. There is God and nothing else. God, this greatness on demand, the energy of creation, and everything that exists is the construct and the outflow of this divine presence, this divine power. And there is absolutely no thing that is separate from. There is no thing that is separate from God. All is God. For there can be nothing separate from the infinite. And so I let go of any consideration of God as a being and understand that God is the beingness that animates everything. And we are, each and every one of us, part of that infinite wholeness. The wholeness of us is divine, is God, is creative source. And so I know the word I speak right now is the word of God, speaking itself into expression. And so I speak into expression a greater sense of patience, a greater sense of relaxation, a greater sense and experience of flow, knowing that there's always opportunity on the other side of disappointment. And so I let go of the stories I make up, and I welcome a patience to allow the truth, to allow what needs to be known in its perfect time. I rely upon this love to fill and express as my life. And so I relax, I trust, I know, and I hold firm in faith that all is well. All is well. And I am not guided in error by circumstances. I am the creator of circumstances. And so anything that I perceive as error in the world of form is correctable in mind, in my mind, in the minds of each and every one of us. And so I let go, I trust, I know, I live firmly rooted in faith, and I allow the goodness to construct itself around the positive aspects of imagination, to know that I am building life from within and out in perfection. So I am always protected. I am always resourced. I am always in the state of allowing the good, allowing the constructive, allowing the evolutionary, the forward moving creative source to demonstrate itself through me, as each and every one of us. And knowing this to be so, with gratitude and appreciation overflowing, I simply let it be. I relax, I trust, I know, and affirm this as so by saying, and so it is. Amen. And so it is. Always a delight to share this time with you. And I will see you again tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. for the Mindful Moment right here on Facebook or YouTube or our website, wherever you're watching from. Yeah, I do want to remind you all that we have a class that's coming up starting in just under a month. It's going to be a Saturday morning class at Unity of Tucson on the 12 powers, spiritual tools for a magnificent life. And it's a fundamental class within the teaching. So would love to see you there. Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. beginning March 2nd. You can find out more at unitytucson.com/classes. The other thing is all of our classes are hybrid style. So yes, we have people who come to the classroom, but we have a setup. So if you wanted to take a class from, somewhere else, if you we've had people in class from other states, from other countries, and you can do that because we Zoom all of our classes as well. And we have microphones and things set up so you can actually interact with those who are in the room. So would love to see you there if that's of interest to you. And yeah, that's it. So peace and blessings to you. I will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Don't forget, please do not ever forget that you are magnificent. And it's not because of anything you do. It is simply the core of your being. And as you let that shine through, your beingness becomes your doingness. So keep shining your light. All right. Peace and blessings, everyone. Be well. Bye.